Welcome back to the pod you're looking for. I'm Sam. This is Josh. New set, new us. What are you going to do?
Dude, look at us, man. This is awesome, man.
Who are you going to call?
This is really awesome. And again, we said last week, check out to see the video this time if you're listening online.
Mm-hmm. We teased it a little bit.
It was a little different.
It was a little different.
Yeah, we had our first guest. We were trying to figure everything out. I think now we've really got the shot down. We have both cameras, the dual camera.
Yeah.
Ned and Zay are here.
Right out of the frame where they belong.
They're here with us in
spirit. Yep.
Dude, we're rocking, man.
Dude,
we're rocking.
It's about and we ought to be rocking after the week.
That
just transpired.
Dude, please take us through it.
Absolutely. It all started last Thursday. I'm on my way into work. This is the day before we recorded our episode with Cam. Which, if Cam, you're watching, we are still so appreciative of you coming on. That was a total blast. We want to make him a regular guest. We'll have him kind of recur every now and then.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm on my way to the gym. Or no, not to the gym, to work. And I'm on the highway. I'm like literally like in the thick of morning traffic. And I'm heading, my work is around 30 minutes away, so I'm like trying to get there as soon as I possibly can. Had a team meeting that morning. All of a sudden my engine just like cuts out on me. Middle of the highway, I'm going 65. And I felt a surge in my car, and the car just starts, the speedometer just starts slowly ticking down. And my foot's on the gas, like foot to the floor. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And my foot's on the floor, and nothing's happening, and I'm freaking out, and so I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I managed to veer myself off the highway, and by the way, I'm clocking now. I can't slow down because if I slow down, I won't be able to get back up, so I need to find a way to get from the fast lane right now over to the exit that's coming up. I managed to somehow veer 3 lanes, get off the road. The car quit on me like just as I got off the highway, and there was like a strip mall like up to the right. I managed to like pull myself up. I had to restart the car 3 times, and I'm literally sitting in my car going like this physically to try and get it up the road.
Sad.
Dude, it was like a Mickey Mouse cartoon. I get into the strip mall. My dad was already in the area, so he took my car, called AAA. They towed the car. So I head to work, and I left at like 1 because I just wanted to see what the heck was going on. It was complete engine failure.
Oh,
and
perfect.
Then evidently, in the process of trying to get it off the road and restarting it 3 times, I destroyed like 3 other expensive things in my car. So the car, we took it to the mechanic. They were like, the price of the repairs on this car alone are going to cost more than you even paid for the car itself. And
She's done.
I mean, what do you even do with that? Like,
yeah, you're done.
I wouldn't even call it devastation. I was like completely hopeless. I was like, what in the world do I do? Just crazy. So in a matter of 4 days, my dad and I like did like a furiously fast car search in the area. We found a 2023 Honda Accord. I took out a big loan. Got a nice car. I'm completely broke right now. As I sit before you, I'm completely broke.
But hey, the car is awesome.
But the car...
I will say, I got a trip in that car. Oh my goodness.
Worth every penny I don't have. It's crazy.
In all seriousness, it's funny. If you jumped a week ago and then just looked in your driveway right now and you see that car, I have no idea what you say.
And you know what's funny is, like, I love the new car.
Yeah.
Of course I do. It's a 2023 Honda Accord. I mean, there was a part of me that was like, would I rather not have $27,000 of debt and just keep my 2010 Ford Edge? Of course.
Right.
Of course. But... it is a nice car.
I feel so bad for you, man. You have had the worst car luck of anybody I know. Period. Like,
well, I'm the old jalopy guy.
But still, a lot of people are.
Sure.
At least that are like at where we're at right
sure,
now.
But I like live and die by it. I'm like, oh my old crappy car is dead. Time to find a new old crappy car to let me down.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of asking for it.
But dude, like seriously, every single time it's been like a problem with your car, it's like the most catastrophic thing it could possibly be that's like giving you issues. It's unbelievable.
I know.
But can we say this? I don't know if this is letting it in too much. You have had an unbelievable week, and it's just getting crazier.
It is just getting crazier. Friday has come.
We
got the new car. I got the new car on Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday. No, Wednesday. I got it Wednesday. Wednesday comes and goes. Thursday comes and goes.
Yeah. Are we allowed to share? Are you allowed to share the news? Show that off.
Oh my goodness, dude.
There it is. If you're not listening,
Josh,
if you're listening online,
you make me the happiest man. Dude, I'm proposing to my girlfriend tonight.
That's crazy.
That's crazy to
That's
say out loud.
crazy.
That's insane. By the time this episode
Drops.
comes out, we'll have been engaged for at least a day.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
You will no longer be a boyfriend ever
That's
again
crazy
in
to
your
think
life.
about. So Sage,
That's
we're
crazy.
engaged. That's crazy, dude.
That's absurd, man.
It doesn't even feel real, dude. I'm trying to like not internalize it because every time I do, like my body like physically locks up. But like
You got it, yeah.
so confident in doing this.
Can I take a second to just appreciate your grind? This is unbelievable work, dude. No time off, no nothing. You've managed going to see the family and getting all these different things because I know you've set some stuff up.
Well, that's been the fun part.
So you've been doing all that,
Yeah.
but obviously it's just time out that you have to be doing stuff.
Yeah.
You've been editing this always, getting clips out, you're getting engaged today, getting a new car.
We had our first 200K
Dude, what a
video.
freaking awesome. It is still climbing,
The
too.
lows are low, but the highs are very high.
Dude, you said when you first dropped that, for context, we dropped a clip about Sam's idea for a Toy Story 5 and 6. 5 and 6.
Yeah, how you finish the franchise.
And oh my word, man. It like blew up on we've never had a huge hit yet on TikTok.
No.
First one. And
Yeah.
then right after, because I had texted you, dude, and I was like, dude, this one's starting to take off. Like, this might actually have something here.
Yeah.
It was taking off. Instagram, it starts popping off.
Yeah.
Like 3 days after you dropped it. Dude, it's now at like 210K on there.
Oh my gosh, dude.
We've had like over 700 comments on both platforms.
It's like a combined
It's absurd.
300,000 views, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy. And
The people want what they want.
they do. And to add in with that, we have now officially, and like because of how big the video was, we've officially passed over 1 million views combined on all platforms. Isn't that clap it up, man?
All we
Chew
have is a
freaking
bedroom and
chew.
a dream. Two guys with a bedroom and a dream.
You're gonna make that ring thing seem a little more real. So.
Dude, I don't even know what to say about
Yeah,
this. Other than haven't made the decision and it's the best decision I'll ever make.
Yeah,
dude,
that's awesome.
Like you just like feel so. I feel so confident in this, dude. It's just like
That's awesome. Well, that's how you should be. But
dude, God is good.
That's
Dude.
great.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, that's awesome,
She's
dude.
something else. She. I mean, if I had 10K to pour into the ring, I would. But
We spend it all on the
hopefully
set.
she likes a ring pop.
Hopefully she's enjoying
Got a
it.
new car and a ring pop.
That's so cool, dude.
Dude, I'm so excited.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I love her
But
a ton, dude.
of all the crazy things to happen this week, big decisions made, none bigger than us seeing the Smashing
Absolutely
Machine.
none bigger than the
The Smashing
We just
Machine.
saw Dwayne The Rock Johnson's The Smashing Machine.
Nothing bigger than that. We're gonna get into that in a little bit.
Sure,
We do have some
absolutely.
news to get into too.
We do, of course.
But what a crazy week. Yeah. And
Gosh, how was your week, dude?
week was okay. I had one of those weeks where Sunday night, and I swear to you, this always happens. Like the second I'm getting ready to like mentally prepare myself for the week, I start like sneezing, and like all of a sudden my throat starts like
You got the
like
fall
locking
allergies
up.
or what?
Yeah, it was like I got the sickness. Like everyone in my class section and like I know like everyone around me was sick, so I was like I knew it was coming. But
Man, dude.
it was I got hit with it. I'm still kind of getting over it, but I'm pretty good now. But still, so it was a little bit of a slug. But this weekend's gonna be huge, dude. Like letting it in. Again, we've talked about baseball on this podcast. I looked back. We have a clip from the beginning of July, maybe early end of June.
You were prophesying?
Talking about Yankees and Blue Jays battling it out for the division, dude. Now, first time in the history of baseball, the Blue Jays and Yankees are playing in the playoffs.
Head to head,
And dude, I am going to be a wreck if they lose. I swear on my life. Like, it was one thing for them to lose. I don't know if I can take it. It is so bad to lose to the team that you like absolutely despise. And like just knowing the fact that all Yankees fans will come for us at the end of the day. Hey,
Me not included. I will not be included.
You're not like them.
No.
You're not like them.
No.
But you know a lot of people
I
are.
do, 100%. I almost hate Yankees fans as much as non-Yankees fans.
I am going to be miserable if
Yeah.
they lose the
Yeah.
series. I'm not going to lie. Like, for how magical the season is just to lose it. And, again, not to get... I know this is not a sports podcast. I am so out on the way MLB does, like, their seeding. The fact that the Yankees and Jays have to play each other essentially first round is ridiculous.
That is
The two
crazy.
best teams in the American League have to play each other is so stupid. Meanwhile, you've got, like, the Guardians and Tigers and Mariners all sitting over there on their
know.
own side. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we really couldn't have waited. Like, this is the series for who's going to the World Series,
It's
in my
gonna be-
opinion.
it's
I think the
gonna be
winner of
something
this
else.
goes to the World Series. But
You
anyway,
think so?
I think so. I'm pretty sure about that. But anyway.
Wow, dude. Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Chills.
As a Yankees fan, I'll put my one hand up and say,
Okay.
only one though. I'll say, like seriously, like if my team wasn't facing your team would be the team that I'm rooting for, like to go all the way.
I appreciate that.
I am rooting. I do. I love the underdog stuff, and that's not like a backwards compliment. Like I seriously love
Yeah.
the.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
what
you
they
guys
have
have
us.
had a great season.
That's what the betting odds has you as a definite favorite. So
I don't know. I think
I hope that's good. Every other time in my life that we've been bet on as like the favorite, like we always underperform.
I think that's my thing. Is every time people like favor us, we freaking find a way to disappoint people. So it's gonna be close.
Yeah, but
it'll be close.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Oh baby.
Some news that dropped yesterday that I was really excited to talk about. We talked about Spider-Man all last episode, so I won't make it too long. But we had yesterday. We had a report from one of the people involved with the Batman. I don't remember who it was potentially trying to talk to Sam Raimi about getting a Spider-Man 4.
I think it was the head writer.
Head writer, yeah.
Which is nuts,
and
dude.
Then, just minutes before we started recording, I had seen that Soups actually just had a podcast drop today, like effective today.
Okay.
With Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst.
Oh.
And on the podcast, Kirsten Dunst said that she wanted to be part of a Spider-Man 4 and that she hopes it happens.
Really?
Yes. So, we now have 2 Nuggets. And you know what they say, right?
You know what they say about Nuggets.
You know, but what they say, right?
Yeah.
When there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's smoke, there's fire, right? I don't know. I'm just starting to think we might be getting it. And why not? Why not us?
You know what's interesting, dude, is the cast and crew behind the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy seem perfectly content with that trilogy being done, but also, I don't know if I've seen a cast and crew more perfectly content with the idea of continuing it if the need arose.
Yeah.
Like, Tobey Maguire is notoriously, like, negative around paparazzi. Mm-hmm. Like, people seem to misconstrue that with, like, he's sick of the character. No.
No.
Tobey has, like, willingly been like, if you need me, I will be there. Mm-hmm. And there's, like, even press, like, back in the day of him, like, promoting a Spider-Man 4. Oh, yeah, we start filming and production on it soon, and it just didn't happen.
Right.
Like, these people are, like, would love it. And Sam Raimi has been very vocal. If you're willing to have me, I'll do it. I mean, the assets are there.
That's what I was thinking, like, when they said trying to convince him to do it. What are you talking about? I think he'll just do it, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I think we just get... It's Sony that you got to convince, right?
But you'd have to do it now.
You do,
if the multiverse saga closes and we're just not revisiting multiverse stuff or Elseworld stories anymore, you got to do this thing now.
And I tend to think with what we talked about last week, again, I know a lot of people maybe not have got through the whole thing.
Sure.
But we said effectively that you and I both agreed that Spider-Man 3 did a lot of damage for the character that Tobey Maguire has. So I would love to see them do it, just to be able to kind of piece together a good story for him. I know they did a lot in No Way Home to kind of help fix that, but I'd love to have like a conclusive end for him.
It doesn't even have to be negative. Like, you don't have to give him like the Luke Skywalker in Last Jedi treatment where he's like negative or down on his luck, but like something where he's just balancing family life with being a hero.
Right. We have yet to see that at all.
Yeah,
so
dude.
that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. It'd even be cool to have like the John Malkovich or Malkovich Vulture that was rumored.
Yeah.
And then who was the guy Bruce? Sam Raimi's friend who like cameos in every Bruce Campbell. I don't know. I'm probably making that up. It's Bruce something, but he was going to play Mysterio. The guy who plays the movie theater.
I don't know if I want to see a Mysterio again.
I don't know if I do either, but originally
he's just a very underwhelming Spider-Man.
It was going to be something where, it was going to be like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man fighting Mysterio in like an opening montage thing, and then Vulture was the villain of the main whole thing. Which, again, both heroes you don't need to see right away, but it'd be interesting. I wonder who else they could do.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I'd be down to see that, and I'd love if they do a Amazing Spider-Man 3. That's when we get Venom. We need Venom in that, I think.
Although I wonder how that would work, since the big thing we just talked about for 40 minutes last week with Cam was the big gripe is how dark those movies were.
Yeah, that's
so let's
true.
bring Venom in, and it'd be a little tricky.
Which one would you rather, if you had to choose? Would you rather get a Spider-Man 4 or an Amazing Spider-Man 3?
You know what? As crazy as it sounds, I'd rather see a Spider-Man 4, but if we're going to pull one of them in for Secret Wars, if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Andrew, I think. You know what?
I agree with that.
I feel like it'd be easier to continue his story at arm's distance.
I think Andrew more perfectly wrapped up his story.
Yeah.
Than I don't know how you elevate the character on like more of like the relationship level than you could have. Everyone in his life is gone basically. Yeah. So yeah, agreed. For another bit, did you see we're finally getting our first Doomsday trailer, and it's going to be airing right before Avatar. What do you think about that? Do you think that's going to get people in? I
think it's exciting. Mm-hmm. I think it will. I would temper expectations because I have a really strong suspicion that it's just going to be the teaser that was shown at the D23 thing a couple weeks ago, where it's just like the voice lines.
Yeah, probably.
Because what it realistically, Let's be real. They have not shot this entire movie. They've shot maybe half. I mean, half the cast isn't even signed.
Dude, the filming's done.
The filming is done. 100%.
Yep.
The filming's done. Cast went home. Script not finished.
Script is not finished.
All right, well, let's talk about this briefly, because I'm sick of Star Wars. I think you're sick of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up the fact that the rumor circulating around Starfighter right now, the Ryan Gosling anthology film, is that Amy Adams' character plays Mara Jade.
Okay.
Luke Skywalker's EU wife. Mm-hmm. And that the boy that is accompanying Ryan Gosling's Starfighter character on his journey is Luke Skywalker's son or grandson, and he's been tasked by Amy Adams' character, Mara Jade, or some Jedi. The rumors that she's either Mara Jade or a surviving Jedi from Luke's temple when Luke started the New Republic or New Jedi Order. Mm-hmm. The rumors that Amy Adams' character tasks Ryan Gosling with bringing the boy to Rey to be trained.
Interesting.
It is interesting. It is a word for it. It's probably the best word we can use.
I just want them to distance themselves, man.
From Rey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sick of that. If you're going to have her in something, have her be her own movie.
Right.
Don't add her into another thing. Like, the thing that has people so negative is involving her character.
Yeah.
So don't just, if you're trying to make, like, another movie, I don't think you bring her in and be like, hey, this is why you should come see, because Rey's in this.
This is a big swing for Disney as well.
Yeah.
We got the hot director right now with the great cast with a bunch of big names, but we're going to bring Rey into it. It feels like a dark spot on an otherwise really promising film. I would just commit.
I'm out.
And have it be the easy way in back to the franchise before you start bringing Rey back in.
Agreed. Do you think we can start with now having Ned and MJ here? Can we start getting, like, for decorations for the podcast, it being people we don't like?
Oh, okay, so we have a big Rey.
We get a big Rey thing.
Right here.
Right.
Right on the wall.
Like, wouldn't that be so fun?
I think I'd be down for this, actually.
We can get Amy Adams, too, up there.
I think that would keep the energy high, because we'd be, fueled by rage. Just a constant... constant rage.
We need to make it a mandate now. Whoever comes on as a guest has to get us, a $5 thing.
Something to do with a character or person
that we
hate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that be funny?
Yeah.
That might be a thing.
I absolutely am down for this. 100%.
Can I present you one more Disney thing I just saw?
Of course.
As well?
Yeah.
That they said, in addition to Johnny Depp potentially being back, Margot Robbie is still planned for a Pirates movie. Which is interesting, coming off the back of the news that you sent me, right?
Yeah.
That
Oh, that Keira Knightley might not be in it?
Yeah, thank you. I was searching for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. That she's
out. She was like, I don't even know what they're doing. Which is crazy, because Orlando Bloom has been like all hands
all
on
the
deck.
way in,
No pun intended. Like he's been like, whatever you need, I will do.
I don't think you can have Keira Knightley not be in it in some way.
No.
But you can maneuver it if she doesn't really want to be in it. You know what I'm saying?
Sort of.
She's got to at least appear.
I don't know, dude, because the route they implied they were taking with Davy Jones appearing at the end of 5 really, I feel, necessitates both of them being there.
That's true.
But I'll be honest, I don't see where her story continues. Mm-hmm. But I don't see how you threaten Will's life with something like that and not have her at least be present for it.
Right.
Even if it is like a really background character role, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't see how you do it.
I don't see how you do that, have Johnny come back, and have Margot Robbie all be in the movie at the same time, and this movie actually, be, good and cohesive and everything. I don't know how you do that.
I don't know.
I feel like you almost don't need her star power for this. Is that crazy?
Well, my fear is whenever they do something like that, it's never just to bookend a story. It's never just to say, "Oh, we're bringing in Margot Robbie, the hot in the sense of the biggest female actress out there right now. Mm-hmm. We're going to bring her in. She's going to be the co-lead with Johnny Depp. But we're ending the franchise right here. Yeah, okay. Until a month after the movie comes out and you announce that a new trilogy with Margot Robbie is continuing. You know what I mean? It's never just what you see initially. There's always a plan.
Yeah, you don't bring her in to just do one off.
Right.
Probably not.
So I guess what I'm saying is if you're going to do that, maybe do a show or do a movie, another separate movie. Don't bookend Johnny's story with a new... because then it's not Johnny's story. It's the Kenobi show where you're teasing Reva. And you had plans for a Reva show. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's not Kenobi's show. It's you're trying to set up stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agreed.
I don't know, dude.
Totally agree.
All right. Well, I think that does it with the galactic transmissions, right? I think we
Yeah, I
covered
think we
everything.
did pretty good.
I think
Yeah.
so.
All that Disney talk.
Now's the time. The time has come.
Me and Sam are gonna smash now.
We saw the Smashing Machine.
We saw the smash.
Opening night.
5
7
people in
p.m.
the theater.
The way it should be.
Were you a little surprised by that?
No.
Okay.
No, it's always like that. I mean, my family went and saw The Lion King live action in 2019, and that movie was not that good. But
Opening night?
It was very hyped up, and it was us and like a young couple 2 rows back.
Are you serious?
It's the opening night rub. You know what I'm saying?
Is it that people don't go on a Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
really just people aren't like they're not through the week yet, and they're not. Movies are not on their mind.
You don't think people were sitting there like Monday morning, like just hype, like they're like, man, this week stinks. I don't want to go back to work, but like at least I've got Dwayne Johnson Thursday night.
Well,
You don't think people were
there
thinking
are
that?
people like that, but it was us and the 5 other people. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's that many movie buffs in our area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Hey, we had Mark Kerr sitting next to us, dude.
we did. There was a guy who looked identical to Mark.
Dude,
Kerr,
it was funny. We were sitting there and we were like,
You,
No shot.
you jokingly were like, Mark Kerr's to your right, and I was laughing at it. No.
double take. Double take. Can we get some scores going?
Yes, you first. Oh, no, we do it at the same time, right?
Yeah, you ready?
It's been a while since we've done this.
Hit me with it.
Hold on. Let me think. I had one last night, and
You
we shared
gotta-
our initial scores because we knew they wouldn't be the same when we talked here.
Yeah. We also
thinking?
knew this was probably like, to be honest, for me, this was like a C tier movie in terms of how excited I was. Like,
Going into.
yeah, going
Okay.
into it.
Okay.
Like, in terms of talk about it on the podcast too. Like,
Sure. Okay. I'm trying to. I'll say originally you can give yours too, right?
Yeah.
You remember yours?
Yeah.
Originally, out of the theater reaction, it was a 7.8.
That was yours? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I ever committed to a full rating. I was in between a range. I think we'll just get into it.
You said
Ready?
6, 5, and 7, I think.
Yeah, somewhere between there. Yeah. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Our rating of Dwayne Johnson's Smashing Machine. 3, 2, 1, 7.0. Wow.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am.
Wow.
Okay.
I've been sitting on that number since right after I stopped seeing you.
I feel like that's very fair.
Yeah. I think it's the perfect rating for this movie.
You want to jump into your... You go first, because I have to think for a second.
Okay. I think first, the thing we both talked about, visually, the movie's incredible. It's very vintagey looking. It looks straight like it's shot out of the late 1990s to early 2000s. It feels very like if you ever go back and watch any of the old school like wrestling stuff, where it's like you've got like, not to go based on him, but like when you've got The Rock and Stone Cold coming out and stuff, it feels very much like it's shot in that time. They did a great job with the set and kind of bouncing off different locations as well to make it feel very immersive into... It felt like we were watching an actual documentary showing the events of his life.
It felt like a found footage film. Like, imagine The Office, but if they had like $100 million for just the cinematography.
Yeah.
Yeah, It was like that.
It was like a very grainy and kind of like beige-looking camera style. I don't know if that makes
It was
sense.
like a VHS tape.
Yes.
Yep.
So that added like a really cool element to it.
Loved it.
How did you feel about Dwayne overall from this movie? Okay.
I got a lot of hate for this when I did the Toy Story thing because they said you said you were going to look into the camera, but then you didn't.
You did for like 2 seconds. And then...
I'll look into the camera.
Okay.
Dwayne Johnson has resurrected his career. I'll do it again. Dwayne Johnson has resurrected his career. I really am. I mean, what more can you say? The movie you could go here or there on. Dwayne Johnson has proved a lot of people wrong. This was like performance of his career, 100%. Oscar nomination worthy. I don't know about winning because we haven't seen the rest of whatever, but 100% he ought to be immediately nominated for an Oscar for this as soon as that opens up. Loved it. I mean, you're watching him and you really like you're going into it and you hear people say you don't even recognize The Rock, and I'm like, okay, buddy, but you're sitting there and the more you look at him, the less of him you see. Except for there's a moment where he shaves his head,
dude.
And I know that Mark Kerr did that in real life.
Yeah.
So he had to. But when he shaves his head, you're like, oh, it's just The Rock with like
It's The Rock
makeup.
Yeah.
But for 2 hours, you're like, I don't see the person I know is under that makeup.
Yeah.
And it's really quite impressive. It's like Bradley Cooper in Maestro. It's where he turns into Leonard Bernstein. It's like very like transformational. You don't see him at all. Or Stellan Skarsgård as the Baron in Dune. Like, you know they're there, but they're not. just very impressive. And it's not even just his look; it's his voice, it's his cadence. Like, and I thought very cleverly at the very end, it jumps to the present day with the present Mark Kerr.
I thought that was nice.
That was a cool touch. It shows him walking to his car after he goes to the grocery store, and it says something like, when Mark Kerr was just starting out in the UFC, these fighters were, fighting for very little, and they were very little known. Nobody knew their names. His name was Mark Kerr, and it shows him walking to his car and going home. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
But you even hear him, like, the real Mark Kerr talking to the cashier, and you're like, oh,
wow, he
like,
did a good job.
Yeah, he totally nailed it. Like, even like he has like lisps, and he talks very gently. It's almost like a like Michael Jackson with just a hair more testosterone. It's like very very gentle, which we'll get into a little bit, like just who Mark Kerr was as a person and how that's depicted. But I thought every element of his performance was amazing.
Totally.
And for somebody that big, he even changed the way he moved, and like everything was very gentle. Like he picked up things like with the edge of his fingers. Like he really wasn't like manhandling it. Like he was very graceful with his performance and very intricate. And you could tell that The Rock totally locked in with this.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
He looked massive too, by the way. Like he looked huge. And to your point, like I enjoyed the way The Rock kind of walks around with a lot of swagger now. Mm-hmm. This guy, he had a very hunched over, totally different, like kind of,
until he stepped out.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, yeah. I would say even too with it, like it was evident for both The Rock and just everyone that was involved in making this movie that they studied this guy, Mark Kerr, a lot. And I know that there was a documentary from like 2002 or something that they had done previously on
the same name.
Of the same, Mark Kerr as well. And like everything I've heard has basically said like it is very accurate to what you've seen there. So everything from this movie, I would say, was a huge positive in general. I think the only things that you and I have both taken down for is that maybe while it's a perfect story shown out for Mark Kerr and his life and done perfectly, it might not be the best movie, straight up.
Sure.
It's definitely not something I would really rewatch.
And that's not even the fault of the movie. I know that's not what you're saying.
Totally,
some stories are just a little bit like, I'm fine seeing that once.
That's exactly what I mean. Yeah. His life is shown in a way that it really just shows this is where he went. This is exactly the stages of his life. Mm-hmm. It wasn't more like built around like, okay, how can we take his life and make it a really epic movie?
Right.
It was just like, how can we do a service to showing who this guy was?
Yes. And that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And I would even say, well, Dwayne Johnson had a fantastic performance in this, and taking nothing away from him, I would say Emily Blunt was the big thing that I took away from the movie. I mean, she was incredible.
I always judge an actor in, I don't want to say a villainous role, because I mean she was just playing a person. She wasn't playing a villain, so to speak, even though her character kind of took on that role. I always judge an actor in that position based on how much I seriously despise the character. Like it's a positive look on the actor if I really hate the character they play. Because it's like you have to be very locked in as a performer to sell to me that, like, I've seen you and cheered and smiled at you in Mary Poppins, but I hate your guts in this movie. Like, very, very, very well done. Like, you really don't like Emily Blunt in this movie. You don't like the character she plays. Very awesome.
With that, though, I think she does such a good job that you can feel that, like, points where you're like, dude, this woman is ridiculous.
She's crazy.
But then at other points, you see the other side of her.
Yep.
That's like a nice mix where you can still kind of see a little bit of the crazy, but enough to see like maybe where she was coming from at the same time too. Like you can see that she's like a person with a good heart that maybe has some mental illness.
Sure.
Almost. But her scenes, like when her and The Rock, I think toward the end of the second act, like they have a scene there they're kind of hollering at each other. The acting felt very real and raw.
Feels like you're in like a room watching a conversation you shouldn't be allowed to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it felt at no point like I totally understood where they were coming from. I mean, obviously it's crazy, but like it didn't feel like they were overdoing it for the sake of it being a movie. It just felt like we were seeing exactly in real time, like you said. Mm-hmm. With that said, who do you think was in the wrong in this movie? Was it Mark or her? Mark or Dawn? Who was the problem?
I think it was just a tumultuous relationship that shouldn't be.
You think so? Because there was points, I'm not going to lie. I think Dawn was the crazy one, but Mark was low-key, like, kind of gaslighting her a little bit. Like, I totally get the thing of him. This is a big fight for him. He needs to be able to focus and lock in.
Yeah.
She shows up after flying halfway across the world to come see you, and you literally don't even acknowledge her. That's kind of crazy. Like, things like that, I was like, you know what, I get where you're coming from.
Well, that's a certain element of it is he, for the first half of the movie, struggles almost to his demise with drug addiction and opioid addiction. And Dawn, in the real-life position, sort of saw herself more as his caretaker. And so when he got himself right and found healing through, like, therapy and through rehab, it was almost like Dawn lost her purpose, because in her mind, like, her role in their relationship was to serve him.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she lost that, it was almost like flipped, where she became the addict, or she became, because she was trying to find a vice, having lost the, she even says in the movie, like, I miss when he, like, needed me to take care of him, or something to that effect. When she loses that, it's like she needs to fill that somewhere. And so it's almost like you just see just a paradigm shift. They just trade places. It's very interesting. So I just don't know. It's hard for me to. But in the first half, he needs her to take care of him, you know, and he needs these drugs and these whatever, because his high comes from the stage and performing. And when he's off the stage, he doesn't know who he is. So I don't necessarily know if I could say, like, I walked away from it feeling like there was one. I mean, now she was definitely more explosive than he was, but everybody, like, approaches things differently. Mm-hmm. It just felt like it was two people who shouldn't be allowed within a quarter mile of each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Totally.
But, yeah.
I felt like, to go into a couple of the negatives from this movie, I touched on the fact that I felt like it worked better as a story than it does a movie necessarily. Mm-hmm. Looking up some stuff after the fact of kind of understanding a bit more of his life, I went through some stuff to just try and research more about him. And from what I learned, there's a lot of the stuff that they touch on in this movie. For instance, the drug problems. That one time that he got sent to the hospital.
Yep.
And, like, moments like that, I don't think that they properly did enough for. Because, for instance, apparently that was, like, supposed to be an extreme life-threatening situation. Like, they thought he was going to die from that.
Right.
That problem with the drug overdose, essentially. And in that, it kind of more so just showed him fall. Like, they act like it doesn't really show anything, and then he's just in the hospital fine.
Yeah.
I think they didn't show enough with that. I think with the substance abuse problem, they didn't make it a big enough overarching theme of the story. It was kind of like just a tiny little chapter just kind of showing that it happened.
Yeah.
When more so, I felt like the movie didn't really lean into a big theme of what they wanted to show with Mark Kerr. I think overall, as a viewer, we were able to see, and you made this point as well, that, hey, look, this guy that has this natural instinct to want to go out and fight really is like a good guy at heart. He's a lover at heart. I think they showed that, but I don't know if that was necessarily the big thing that they were constantly trying to go back to. I mean, actually, I'm going to take that back. It was the thing that they were trying to go back to, but they didn't really accomplish anything else in there.
Yeah.
I think the drug thing was a huge thing, and, like, the fact of him being able to overcome a drug problem and come back and fight and win is a big enough story in itself.
That should be the win.
And I don't think that they played into that enough.
Yep.
I also think researching more about how his family wasn't there for him at all and supportive at all, and the fact that he was dealing with these problems with Dawn. Like, this guy had nothing going right for him in his life. He didn't have any support. He was dealing with drug problems, and he still was able to overcome this and come back and fight. And I just don't know if they did enough to show that side of it. And with that said, like I mentioned to you before, it feels almost like when somebody has a joke and they kind of start going through the joke and they get to the punchline, but they say the punchline so quickly and just keep talking after the fact that you're like, you know, that was kind of funny, but, like, the way you just told that wasn't great, you know? Like, it's all about delivery.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what it comes down to with this. Like, they kind of just didn't show it exactly as I would have done. I think they could have spent more time on certain things. I thought it was great that they spent so much time on their relationship.
Yep.
But maybe just delving a bit more into that dynamic of how serious the drug problem was, as well as all his family issues.
You're making all great points that I was intending to make myself. I'm glad you said all this. That was my primary takeaway from it is I feel that they showed a lot, but the things that they didn't show, I felt, by and large, were the elements of his life that probably would have elevated the story to places that it doesn't ever quite reach. We talked about it on the car ride home, which we don't usually do after we see these movies because we want to like save it for the podcast, but we just like couldn't help it. We're like, it feels like, all right, if this guy, the whole movie, it's Mark Kerr, sometimes Dawn, and then his buddy Coleman. Yeah, Mark Coleman, right?
Yeah.
They're both Mark, aren't they?
Oh, are they both Mark? Okay.
I thought they were.
Yeah, Coleman's right. Yeah,
Coleman. It's usually those three, and then the trainer comes in. And all real people. I understand that for that period of his life, when he's in the UFC, he was alone. Like, he led a very, like, solitary life. But there's a lot that has to happen in somebody's personal life for you to be in that position. Where is his family? Like, did he have support growing up? Did he have support while he was an athlete? Why are we not seeing his family? And you looked into it. There was an article that said something like his parents didn't approve of the lifestyle he chose.
Yeah, they were totally...
That's a whole movie.
And they were distant, yep.
Dude, that's a whole movie right there. And his family doesn't even come up. When he goes through the drug addiction, his family's not there. That's a moment you could dig into that. Like, you don't need to show the family. But their lack of a presence needs to be felt in a way that it just wasn't in the movie. Yeah. His family wasn't there. One thing we both loved about the movie was the use of like a saxophone or like jazz while he was fighting and while he was on the stage. Honestly, most of the time the music was at its most gentle was when he stepped into the ring, which I thought was fascinating. But it was a really interesting device to articulate that this guy is not a violent individual. He's a, like you said, gentle-hearted individual who finds his purpose in being in the ring. It's not anything. He has no animosity against his opponents. He's not trying to kill anybody. He's not trying to really even beat anybody up. But he understands that, like, this is the high I get, and I'm going to die if I don't get this high. So I need to be in the ring. But, like, we're all good. I mean, he loses his first fight. He's devastated, and the opponent comes in and he gives him a hug. You know what I mean? And he's checking on his eye because he hit him in the eye. Like, the guy, Mark Kerr, was clearly a very kind-hearted individual. I loved how they utilized music to kind of show that. Even when he's in the ring and he's fighting and he's beating somebody to death, you know where his headspace is at because in the back you hear just like a fluttering saxophone. Like, fascinating. I love that. But but you made the great point last night. You said for somebody to be in the position he's in, he's up until he loses his first fight, totally undefeated fighter through like, what was it, like 11 matches or something like that. Undefeated fighter, notorious athlete, one of the founding members of the UFC. That's a very head down, blinders on, locked in lifestyle, a life of solitude and a life of loneliness and depression. Clearly, he had a drug problem. His girlfriend is like emotionally abusive, and he's not the best himself. He doesn't have that many friends. Where are his friends? He doesn't have any friends. His one friend is his opponent in the UFC. He clearly doesn't have any friends. I mean, Coleman is a great friend in the movie and a great friend to him in real life, it sounds like. But if that's your one friend, like, where is his social base, his base of support in his life? If he doesn't have it, again, that's a whole movie in and of itself. I'm just saying all that to illustrate that you have all these different things that are missing from the movie, and yet still he's like a kind-hearted individual. Still missing from his life, and yet still he's a kind-hearted individual. So, like you said, at the end, when he steps back into the ring after going through rehab and getting off his drug addiction after losing Dawn, and even though she was abusive to him, he got out of a very toxic, violent relationship. He overcomes everything. To get back into the ring, it takes a lot. And so even though he loses that final fight, it should still feel like he won because of everything he had to overcome, but you don't see everything he had to overcome. Like, you don't see that he probably wrestled through a lack of family support, a lack of a friend base, a lack of a girlfriend, you just see he loses his girlfriend and then he's back in the lab, he's working, he's trying to get fit for the fight. You know what I mean? He's laughing through the pain, he's doing everything. But like it should feel when he steps into the ring, regardless at the end, regardless of if he wins or not, he's already won. Because he's here. He's not dead.
Yes.
And it doesn't feel that way. And so the point I hesitate to make, because I certainly don't want it to feel like I'm insulting Mark Kerr as a person or anything like that at all. I'm saying this more in the age of biopics, where the trend is to have 4 or 5 people, real people, get their own movies every year. And their life stories be told. At a certain point, is it fair to step back and be like, does every story, if it's not going to be told in a way that really has an emotional impact that movies tend to come with. Like, should every story be told in that medium?
No, but I'm gonna push back a little bit. I think his story does deserve to be told, and I would put it more on top of that the movie. I don't think they did enough to properly make sure they told it with as much emotion as they could have.
Yeah.
Because clearly he's got the groundwork of 5 different angles you could have taken to make this super emotional.
Right.
And not that they didn't have points of that.
Yeah.
But to make it like a really seriously like up there film.
It felt just more, like you said, a slideshow of scenes in his life rather than how they were emotionally impacting him. Like, they're sitting at the fair and they're watching the demolition derby, and he had just taken 3 illegal knee shots to the head, and you're seeing the car hit the other one over and over again, and they're saying, oh, again and again, and you're seeing him internalize that and associate that with his own journey. But, like, then it just cuts, he's laughing, he's eating cotton candy with his girlfriend. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and
yeah.
did that happen probably in real life? Sure. Like, of course. And if that happened, again, like, if you told a faithful adaptation of Mark Kerr's life, then there's no gripe here. You just did what you were supposed to do. But I just wonder how many things were missing that from a movie standpoint would have been important to include.
Right. Well, they didn't include anything other than one shot of him leaving rehab.
Right.
They don't show any of his rehab process really at all other than him just being in the gym, which is not really part of it.
No.
They didn't show any of that. I just felt like it was very anticlimactic at points because they kept teasing things to make it seem like something big was going to happen.
Yeah.
And they kind of just move on from it.
Yeah.
So, again, with this movie, I would say there is nothing wrong with any part of it as a straight-up movie. I think they did exactly what they needed to do. I don't think there's anything... Sometimes there's movies that happen. We said this with other movies that have come out recently. That it might be fun at points, but there's some points that you're like, man, this feels like... I feel kind of like if I was showing this to somebody, I'd kind of look over and be like, this is a little goofy or something.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that in this movie at all. It just, again, it just didn't really land at points, I think, where you really felt enough of it. And if somebody asked me about this movie, I would tell them, you should go see this, but go in more watching it like you're going to be seeing a documentary about this guy's life. And I think if you view it through that perspective and less through a movie, I think this brings it up a lot. I don't know.
I think that there's such an interesting element of, like, early UFC fighter, founding member, before the UFC fighters had names to their game, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something to that. I mean, of course he's, not that you would want this for anybody, of course he's finding, you know, a high in the drug scene, or has an abusive relationship, because he's literally, like, uncharted territory. He's trying to make it by whatever it takes. Like, of course he's struggling, you know what I mean? But, like, as an individual... You never want your whole life on display for the world to see. But if you're going to dig kind of into the Mark Kerr story, clearly there's more there that I just wish they had done him justice by telling. There's more layers than what we were given. And I just almost feel that, I feel bad that it might have done a disservice to him, you know what I mean? I feel bad at the idea that, like, his peak life moment is, I survived addiction and I survived some horrible relationships, and I came out on the other side, and I got back in the ring. But now the ring is not my high. Like, I'm alive, you know what I mean? And I made it through, because that's where his mindset clearly was at. And you even, with the lack of context, still see that in the movie. It's a shame that, like, they almost play off his loss at the end, though, as, like, devastating. Because it shouldn't matter. Like, him losing that final fight shouldn't be a bummer. Because he's alive to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
I love that point.
That should be the win. You know what I mean? And it almost feels like when he walks out, it doesn't feel like the win. It feels like you're still anticipating, you're hoping he wins. So then when he loses, as somebody who didn't have context into his story, and I know you didn't either, like, it feels like a bummer when it shouldn't. It should be like, well, he's alive, though. You know what I mean?
I love that, yeah.
So I don't know, dude. It's tricky. Because I, again, like you said, like, if his life played out that way, and... That's what the movie is. It's like you're not going to make up a better life for him in a movie. You know what I mean? I mean, you could, but it wouldn't be a biopic anymore. It'd be a fiction.
Yeah.
And that's not what the movie was going for. But I just think there's maybe better ways to, like, contextualize his life so that at the end, it doesn't feel like it ends on a bad note with him losing it. It ends on a good one with the fact that even though he lost, he's, like, there to lose.
Yeah.
So
It's a great point. It's a great point.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
I wanted to add too, I don't think this is necessarily a criticism of the movie, but I think in some ways, if I was told more about the movie again, I would want you to tell me it's a bit more of like a psychological movie looking at both him and Dawn than I would say it is an action movie at all. The fighting in this movie, as someone who's come from enjoying the Rocky movies and obviously loves Creed, it's the action is very lacking. It feels like every fight is about 20 minutes or 20 seconds, I'm sorry. And it's pretty much him just tackling him to the ground and then just punching his face.
Yes, that was like a signature move.
Every single time. And it felt like there was probably a combined amount of like, I don't know, 6 minutes of actual fighting in the whole movie for a movie that's about somebody who does boxing and MMA stuff. Like, it left a lot to be desired on that end.
Yeah.
Now, I get that that's not exactly what they were going for, but again, all the advertising for this movie presented it as a big fighting movie.
Sure.
I mean, he's called The Smashing Machine, right? Like, I kind of just expected it to be more of a movie presentation than it was. But again, we kind of already touched on that.
But again, like you said, stylistically, like the music was great. The cinematography, probably my favorite since Dune.
Acting was incredible.
Yep. Acting was awesome. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson deserves an Oscar nomination. So does Emily Blunt, if we're being
They were great.
Real.
Yeah. Supporting actress wise, I would definitely put her in there. Yeah. I would say, would you put it in your top 5 for the year?
It's just outside, I believe. I believe it is just outside.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'd probably have it around 7 or 8.
Yeah. I mean, the 2025 list is very top heavy. Great first like 4 or 5 movies, and then after that it just kind of falls off a cliff.
You could convince me of the rest of the movies I've seen so far. Like, that any of the rest could go in that last little
the remaining
little
2025 movies. Okay.
But I would definitely say this is, again, stylistically and just as a whole movie, this is probably one of the better ones that we've gotten this whole year.
Absolutely.
Again, I would say it's easily top 10.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Mm-hmm. But I think it's more like it's saved by the fact that you know it's a biopic, so you know it's about a real person who lived and breathed and still does, and so it's like, all right, well, if they did his life the way his life played out, then you can't, at a certain point, you can't go below a certain rating because it's like they still did his life justice. Mm-hmm. But maybe they just left out some things that, as a movie, it would have elevated the movie as a project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As like a individual movie.
I'm right there with you.
So I feel like 7.1 is pretty.
Yeah, I think, and I'm glad we agree. I think we're right there.
Yeah.
You feel good with that?
I feel pretty good.
I feel pretty good. You've got you've got a huge day ahead of you, so we're gonna try and keep this one a little shorter.
In 4 hours, I'll be engaged.
That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. That's really nuts. It really is. Yeah,
Gosh,
last episode was 2 hours. So this one being a little shorter, I think, is good. But yeah, dude, we're all wishing you luck, man, and it's gonna be awesome.
Thank you.
I really can't wait to see you after it's done, because seriously, this is like for somebody who's gotten to like talking about seeing Mark Kerr's life, like for somebody, and I know you've obviously seen my life too, but like somebody that can like have seen you through all your moments, like best moments, low moments, high moments, like it's just so cool to like see where you're at right now, because like I mean you're still having like a lot of punches thrown your way, but like obviously you're just crushing it, and like so many things that you're getting over. So dude, it's so cool to like have you at this moment now. So
well, I love you, dude. Nobody I'd rather be doing this with on a Friday.
Done.
Seriously. There's not like 4 hours before my proposal. I don't think I'd do this with anybody else.
That's crazy. 3 hours before
I love you, dude. I love you, dude. And I'm excited. Yeah, dude. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of things that have been tied together. I was telling you, I was talking to you yesterday about it, but she straight up said to me, I don't know why she's picking around. She's like trying to figure it out. But I know if she found out, she'd be devastated.
Yeah. Do you think she knows today?
She said to me straight up, she was like, is it tomorrow? When we were on the phone yesterday, and I was like, no. She was like, you promise? And I was like, I swear on my mother. And then I got home, and I was like, Mom, it was either you or God, and I...
You can't do that.
I'm not going to hell. I had to make a choice.
Yeah, to tell.
But it'll all be worth it. It's like the lie if you have to tell a lie.
Oh,
you know
yeah. I mean? No, this is all for good.
Yes, you got it. It's tomorrow, Sage. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Be ready.
Wear white. You know?
Be ready.
So I don't know, dude. But I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dude, it'll be great.
It'll
be great. I hope we're doing it after we get our drinks, water or whatever, before we get food.
Okay.
There's no way I'm proposing.
Oh,
with them.
yeah, that's a good call.
Unless we want to be dodging projectile vomit while we're proposing.
Then you get to enjoy the food after too. Then it like really is like a nice experience. You don't want to have like your stomach up your
to
throat.
go, dude. She's gonna be like FaceTiming people. And it's
you think it's gonna be crazy?
We're gonna be so excited.
That's cool.
It's gonna be fun. But yeah, I'm putting together, and she'll have seen all this by then.
Yeah.
I'm putting together a video of like everybody's reactions. I got your reaction.
Cool.
I got her. I was bouncing all around the area this week, getting her family's reactions and stuff. Stopping by her cousin's house in like Hudson, and just like
that's awesome, dude.
It's been fun. And her family's been great about it. But yeah, dude,
she'll love that.
We currently have like a fake proposal like set in my front yard.
Dude,
right
you've
now.
been
Just,
absolutely on top of this. I mean,
I've just been trying to practice like getting down on one knee because I know you're not supposed to arch your back or anything. You're supposed to keep the straight back or so I'm like trying to do everything.
Yeah. If I could tell Sage anything about this, if she's listening, hopefully she is. This guy has put so much work into this. It's unbelievable. Behind the scenes for all this that you will have no idea about for so long, but like especially this last couple weeks, like unbelievable.
Oh my goodness, dude! It's been a long road, but I'm so excited about it.
Next pod, you'll have a fiance, so that'll be how we'll start it out, man.
That's crazy, dude.
That's cool, man. Well, I'm looking forward to that, and again, it'll be great for you. So but hey, and as always, keep Dwayne close and your Johnson closer.